Hi, I'm Jonni Good from UltimatePaperMache.com, and today I want to share with you an experiment that I've been doing. Actually, I've got about 8 or 9 batches of paper mache clay sitting here in my studio. Just wanted to kind of play around with it and see if I could get my original recipe, which has been used by thousands of people. Really a nice product all by itself, but I wanted to see if I could make it even better. And one thing that I have done for about the last year, but haven't really been talking about it much, is that I have been adding a little bit of ceramic clay to the recipe when I mix it up. And it does make it a little bit easier to make nice details. It makes it smoother because the clay acts as a filler between all those little pieces of paper. There are some concerns. Steve Sack, who's a really accomplished sculptor. He's the one who first started calling the paper mache clay Jonni Clay. So I hate to disagree with him in any way, because I thought it was kind of cute. But he said that it's possible that adding clay could cause the paper mache clay to crack when it dries. I haven't had that happen, but your experience may be different. So remember, this is an experiment, okay? The other problem that I've had with it is that when you have wet ceramic clay, unless you have a really powerful mixer, some of those little pieces of ceramic clay are going to remain solid little clumps. It's almost impossible to mix it in really well. So what I did this week is I ordered some powdered clay. Here's what it looks like. This is just Wonder White powdered ceramic clay. I got it from Georgies.com. They're a company in Portland, Oregon. I ordered it one day and I got it the next day, which is really cool. But I had to order 50 pounds, so obviously this is not an experiment you want to run out and do unless you're a reasonable person and go down to your local pottery supply store and buy some. Shipping is expensive. The powdered clay, I was hoping, would mix in easier, that it would come out a much more homogeneous mix, and it worked. So that worked really well. So now, does it really make a better product? I think so. Personally, I think yes, I want to use this. I'm going to show you a close-up of this tile I made. You can see that the detailing on this, just with a serrated knife and just playing around with it, it was a lot easier to form the lines and the eyes, just because it was more solid. And it's also slightly softer. It's still incredibly strong. I can't break this thing. I guess if I took a hammer to it, I'd probably break it, but why would you want to do that? But it's also softer. I don't have it. Here we go. Move my studio, so I'm having a hard time finding things. But the one problem that I've had with the paper mache clay recipe, the original one, was that it dries so hard that it's almost impossible to sand it. This is slightly softer, so even though it's a really strong product, it's soft enough so that you can sand it. It's about like sanding wood, I would think. So you can get a smoother surface a lot easier. So how did I do this? The first thing I did was, in order to rip the damp toilet paper into as small as shreds possible, I went ahead and put it in my Oster blender and just really blended the heck out of it. I used the electric drill and a paint mixer. Just because this clay is so much stiffer than the original recipe that I'm pretty sure it would burn out the motor of an ordinary kitchen mixer. Now this has been out of the bucket. It was all mixed up and it sat there for maybe 2 hours. So it does get stiffer over time. So you can smooth that off really nice right now. Now you can see that even though this isn't, it isn't real stiff, you know, it's really easy to move it around, but it's still holding the little lines from the serrated edge of this knife. This is not quite dry yet. I put it in the oven for a few hours but I wanted to finish up this video, so I didn't let it finish up drying. But it is showing me that probably going to shrink totally about 5%. I'm gonna guess. The original paper mache clay recipe will shrink a little bit, but not this much. So I hope that gives you some food for thought. If you do any experiments of your own, please let us know what happens. Okay, we can learn from each other here. Come visit me, ultimatepapermache.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.